Now, let us start with our next chapter, that is chapter number 16, Principles of Data Collection. We will see the first question. Reliability denotes what? The options they gave are A. Precision, D. Repeatability, C. Reproducibility, or D. All of the above. So, among the options given, the answer for this is D. All of the above. Reliability denotes all precision, repeatability, reproducibility. See, in the data quality has two important components. One is reliability and another one is accuracy. So reliability will have reproducibility, repeatability and precision. So all these three things are the components of reliability, which is helpful in data quality. Another one is accuracy. So data quality has reliability and accuracy. Reliability in turn will have reproducibility, repeatability and precision. Now, next question. This should not be done in data collection. Should not be done. Okay. The options they gave are A. Training of staff members. B. Review of the collected data for quality and completeness. Or C. Manipulation of data. Or D. Validation. What is the answer for this question? In data collection, what should not be done? Manipulation of data should not be done. Okay. So this is the answer for this question. Manipulation of data should not be done. See, there are 6 steps in data collection. Please remember these steps one by one from 1 to 6. First one is like drafting question by question guide. Okay. Second one will be to train the staff members who will collect the data. Third will be initiate data collection and ensure quality. Fourth is review the collected data for quality and completeness. Fifth one is debrief to troubleshoot the difficulties. And sixth is the validation. Now we'll see from our question what are the options. We had validation. Yes, the sixth point was validation. We had review of collected data for quality and completeness. Yes, the fourth point was there. This was there. Validation was there. Then training of staff members was there. Yes, training the staff members who collect the data. So 6 steps in data collection. You have to remember these 6 steps. And in this question, all these 3 options were there except the manipulation of data. Now, coming to the next question. Supportive supervision is essential for a good data collection process. Is this a true statement or a false statement? This is a true statement. Supportive supervision is essential for a good data collection. Then, next question. The collected data should be what? A. Complete, B. Readable, or C. Consistent, or D. All of the above. What should have in the collected data? In the collected data, all of the data should be a complete. The handwriting should be such a way that it should be readable, then it should be consistent. So therefore, all of the above is the answer for this question. Next, which of the following is true about training of the data collection staff? The options they gave are A. Conduct on-site training, or B. Conduct mock training sessions, or C. Training is always optional, or D. A and B. So the answer for this question is D. A and B. That is, you have to conduct on-site training also and at the same time conduct mock training sessions. The third option, that is training is always optional, is a wrong statement. Next question. Which one of the following is the proper way of validating the data? The options they gave are A. Repetition of full data collection in the same population, or B. Data collection in a new population, or C. Repetition of data collection in a randomly selected subset in the same population, or D. Repeat data collection is not required. So which one of the following is the proper way of validating the data? So of the options given, option number C, that is repetition of data collection in a randomly selected subset in the same population, is a proper way of validating the data. Let us see the next question. Appropriate means to troubleshoot the difficulties in data collection process. What are they? The options are A. Regular review meetings. B. Facilitate the discussion to identify the issues during the review. C. clarify the issues experienced by staff during data collection, or D, all. Once again, what is the appropriate means to troubleshoot the difficulties in data collection process? The options they gave were A, regularly review the meetings, B, facilitate the discussion to identify the issues during the review, C, clarify the issues experienced by staff during the data collection, or D, all of the above. Answer over here is D, all of the above. Next, there is no need to present the study and its objectives to the field investigators. Is this a true statement or a false statement? There is no need to present the study and its objectives to the field investigators. Is it a true statement or a false statement? The answer is that this is a false statement. There is actually a need to present the study and its objective to the field investigators. Next question. Which of the following statement is true regarding the data collection for an epidemiological study? Options are A, reliability refers to consistency of information, or B, accuracy is the ability of the measurement to be correct on an average, or C, feasibility is the ability of the investigator to understand the data, or option D, that is A and B are correct. So which of the following statements is or are true regarding the data collection? So the answer for this is D, that is option number A and B are correct. Next question. Time pressure during the data collection may result in dilution of data quality. Is this a true statement or a false statement? The answer is that it is a true statement. Time pressure during data collection will result in dilution of the quality of the data. So it is a true statement. Next, a data collection tool should be what? Options they gave are A, valid, B, reliable, C, both valid and reliable, or D, none of the above. The answer, this is a very simple question. The answer is C, that is a data collection tool should be both valid and also it should be reliable. Now, next question. A neurosurgeon is planning for a hospital-based study on the patients coming to the emergency department with head injury. So the collected data should be what? A, complete, B, readable, C, consistent, or D, all of the above. So this neurosurgeon is planning for a hospital-based study on the patients coming to emergency with the head injury. The data should be complete, the writing should be readable, and it should be consistent. So the answer is that it should be all of the above. So this is the answer for this question. Now, next, which of the following has reliability and accuracy? Among the four options, this diagram is important. You have to remember this diagram. Sometimes you may get directly question in this manner. So that is the reason this has been included. Now, which of the following has reliability and accuracy? So of the options, answer number D, option number D, that is this is reliable and this is accurate. Reliable and accurate. Okay. Now let us see how do we solve this question. Which of the following has reliability and accuracy? See what is being shown in the figure in the four options. The blue circle is nothing but the bullseye, and the yellow spots are nothing but the shots or the bullet shots. To tell that it is reliable, all the shots should be concentrated at one place. This is rule number one. Okay, and to tell that it is accurate, any of the shot should touch the bullseye. Any of the shot should touch the bullseye. Anything. So then it is reliable and it is accurate. You will tell in that way. Now see the option number 4. All the shots are concentrated at one place. Yes, it is concentrated, therefore it is reliable. Secondly, are they touching the circle? Definitely they are touching the circle, so therefore it is accurate. So we got the answer for our question. Which of the following has reliability and accuracy? So this is the answer for this question. Let us see the other options. All the shots are discrete. They are not concentrated at one place. So therefore it is not reliable. But are they touching the bullseye? Yes, few shots are touching the bullseye. Therefore it is accurate. Now let us see the second option. all the shots are discrete, they are not concentrated at one place, so therefore it is not reliable. And are they touching the bullseye? None of the shots are touching the bullseye, therefore it is not accurate. Then third one, see the option number C. All the shots are concentrated at one place, yes, so therefore they are reliable. But are they touching any of the bullseye? No, none of the shots are touching any part of the bullseye, so therefore it is not accurate. So therefore we have all the four combinations, permutation combinations: not reliable, accurate, not reliable, not accurate, reliable, not accurate, and then reliable, accurate. So this is how you have to solve if a question is given in this pattern. State whether true or false. Piloting a data collection tool should be done under supervision. So is this a true statement or a false statement? Piloting a data collection tool should be done under supervision. Now this is a true statement. This is a true statement. Then next, all of the following are true about a question by question guide except the options they gave are: A, it is a document for data collectors; B, it helps in maintaining uniformity of the data collection; C, it helps the participants on how to respond; or D, it clarifies doubts on data collection. So of the options given, all are correct except one. So the answer for this, once again we will see the options. The question by question guide. It is a document for data collectors. Yes, this is a true statement. It helps in maintaining the uniformity of the data collection. Yes, this is also a true statement. It helps participants on how to respond. No, this is not a true statement. And it clarifies doubts on data collection. Yes, even this is a true statement. So the answer for this question is this option. Next, once question by question guide, this Q by Q is nothing but question by question. Once question by question guide is ready to start data collection, what is the first and the foremost step? The options are: A, answer the questions; B, list the tasks to be conducted; C, choosing the right kind of person; or D, simulate the interviews within the team. Once question by question guide, if the guide is ready to start data collection, what is the first and the foremost step? The first step is always choosing the right kind of person, because the right kind of person should be handed over with the question by question guide. Okay, now next, which is not a feature of questionnaires pertaining to the household income? The options they gave are: A, estimates each source of income; B, identify all the persons and financial income in the household; C, find out the top and best source of income and exclude them; or D, sum up to generate the household income. So of the options they gave are, which is not a feature of the questionnaires pertaining to household income. Once again we will see the options. It estimates each source of income. Yes, this is a correct statement. It identifies all the persons and financial income in the household. Yes, even this is a correct statement. Then C, it finds out the top and best source of income and exclude them. No, this is not a correct statement. And D, to sum up to generate the household income. Yes, even this is a correct statement. Now in the C option, find out the top and best source of income, and it should be include them, not exclude them. It should be include them. Okay, the sentence should be that it should be include them. So this is the answer for this question. Next, question by question guide should be drafted initially but need not be revised as issues arises. Is this a true statement or a false statement? It is a very clear that after you draft the question by question guide, if there are any issues, then it needs to be revised. So therefore this statement is a false statement, that question by question guide should be drafted initially but need not, what they mentioned, need not be revised, is a wrong statement. So you have to always revise it. Next, who is mainly responsible to check the accuracy of data collection instruments before leaving the location? Who is the person Is it A, the field investigator, or B, the field supervisor, or C, the principal investigator, or D, the study participant? So who should check the accuracy of data collection? The answer is B, field supervisor. This question was repeated many times. Please remember this question. Next, all of the following statements are true about training of the data collectors except, now we are speaking about the training of the data collectors. The options they gave are A, essential to ensure good quality data. B, investigators should choose the right people. Or C, communication skill is important for the data collectors. Or D, on-site training is not essential for the data collectors. I think this question we have done previously in a different manner. So the answer for this is that option number D, on-site training is not essential for data collectors is a wrong statement, because on-site training will be necessary or will be essential for data collectors. The other options, that it is essential to ensure a good quality data, yes, this is a true statement. Investigator should choose the right person, yes, this is also a true statement. Communication skills are important for data collectors is also a true statement. Now let us see the next question. The ability of an instrument to produce similar results on a repeated measurement is called as what? The options they gave are A, validity, B, reliability, C, accuracy, or D, sensitivity. So what is the answer for this question? Answer is B, reliability. Reliability is the ability of an instrument to produce a similar results on repeated measurements. So similar results on repeated measurements is reliability. R for reliability, R for repeated measurements, and R for same results. Results are the same. Okay, and this is repeated. Reliable. This is how you should remember this. Okay, so this is the definition of reliability. Then next question. The mean value of fasting blood sugar among 50 healthy volunteers in a community was found to be 90 gram per deciliter with a standard deviation of 5 milligram per deciliter using a new diagnostic test. Then in the same volunteers, the gold standard test found a mean of 88 gram per deciliter with a standard deviation of 4.7. What can be said about the new diagnostic test? Is it valid, or the new diagnostic test is reliable, or the new diagnostic test is valid and reliable, or otherwise the new diagnostic test is invalid and unreliable? The answer for this question is that the new diagnostic test is valid. You cannot say it as reliable, because I told you reliable in the sense when you do repeated measurements you should have the same results. Okay, but validity, because it is almost, the values are almost equivalent to each other, 90 and 88. Okay, so that is why this new diagnostic test is valid is the answer for this question. Next, which of the following is not used as a criterion to judge the quality of data collection in a study? The options they gave are A, accuracy, B, repeatability, C, precision, or D, external validity. So the answer for this question is straightforward, external validity, because external validity is not, it is not used as a criteria to judge the quality of collected data in a study. Then next question, which of the following should not be done during data collection in a study? The options they gave are A, referring to the data collection guide, B, checking the quality of data, C, modifying the study objectives, or D, validating the data collection process. So the answer for this question is C, modifying the study objectives. You are not supposed to do this maneuver whenever you are during the data collection in a study. Referring to the data collection guide, yes, you can do. Checking the quality of data, yes, you can do. Modifying the study objectives, no, you cannot do this. Validating the data collection process, yes, you can do this. This validating the data collection process, I told you that it is the sixth step or the last step in the steps of the data collection process. Next, state whether true or false. Accuracy of an instrument is the ability to measure what it intends to measure. Is it true or false? The answer is that it is a true statement. Accuracy, and this is ability. Accuracy is the ability to measure what it intends to measure. It is called as accuracy. This is the definition. So you have to please remember this. Next question. Which of the following is the correct sequence of steps of data collection? See the statements of the steps what they gave are. Number 1, preparation of data collection guide. 2 is checking the collected data for completeness. 3, training of the data collector, and D, validating the data collected. So what are the sequence of steps they have asked? Please remember this point. As I told you, the last step is always the validating part. So validating over here is the fourth one. You see the fourth one, this is the fourth option over here. So the answer for this question is C. Okay, now let us see the steps in the data collection once again. See over here the steps in the data collection. We took this as the answer. Okay, preparation of data collection guide, whether it is present or not. Yes, it is present over here. Drafting question by question guide is nothing but preparation of the data collection. Then next, coming to our answer number C, the second option was given as a third statement. Training of the data collector. Here you see over here, training of the staff members who will collect the data. This is over here. Next they gave us this statement, checking the data collected for completeness. Over here, review the collected data for quality and completeness is written over here. And lastly, they gave it as validating the data collected. Yes, validating of the data collected. So this is how you have to answer this question. Now let us see the next question. State whether true or false a data collection guidebook can be revised from time to time as issues in the data collection process are identified. Is it true or false statement? Yes, definitely it is a true statement, because you are always supposed to identify the issues and solve them. Issues are identified. Okay, next, which of the following should not be done during training of the data collectors? The options they gave are: A, simulating the data collection procedure; B, discussing the study objectives with them; C, using an early version of the questionnaire for training; or D, revising the question guide according to the queries. So let us see the options again. Simulating the data collection procedure, yes, you do it over here. Then discussing the study objectives with them, yes, we do it over there. Using an early version of the questionnaire for training, no, it should not be done. This should not be done. Then the fourth option, revising the question guide according to the queries, yes, even this should be done. So using an early version of the questionnaire for training is the answer for this question. Now let us see the next question. Which of the following does not apply in checking the quality of filled forms during data collection? Which of the following does not apply in checking the quality of filled forms during the data collection? The options they gave are: A, completeness; B, consistency; C, readability; and 4, statistical significance. So completeness can be used, consistency is required, readability is wanted because handwriting should be readable, statistical significances does not apply. Now this does not apply in checking the quality. So this is the question for this, this is the answer for this question. Now next question. During data collection in a study, a data collector is faced with situation where the participant refuses to answer a particular question in the middle of the interview. So then what is the appropriate action in this situation? The options they gave are: A, end the interview and report to the investigator; or B, continue with the interview with the remaining questions; or C, seek the answer to that question from the other family members; or D, try to persuade the participant to answer the question somehow. So among the options, the answer should be this one, B, that is, you continue with the interview with the remaining questions. You leave that question and move forward. Next question. Which of the following has non-reliability and accuracy? Non-reliability and accuracy. From the pictures given below, A, B, C, D. Now how do you solve this? See, first we will see the answer, then we will see how to solve this. The answer is this one, C. C is non-reliable and accuracy. When do you say it is reliable? When do you say it is accurate? Okay. See, this is a bullseye. The blue color is a bullseye and the yellow ones are the shots. Okay. When all the shots are at one place, then you say it as reliable. Okay. And if in the bullseye, if any of the shots touch any of the bullseye, then you can say then it is accurate. Okay, these two rules you have to remember very well. If all the shots are at one place, then it is reliable, and if any of the shot touches the bull's eye, that is the blue color eye, this blue color over here, then it is accurate. Now let us see each picture. The bullseye is separate and all the shots are discrete. So this is because all the shots are discrete. This is not reliable. Okay, not reliable. Now see here, all the shots are in the center, so this is reliable. Okay, and because the shots are touching this bullseye, it is accurate, and because the shots are not touching the bullseye, this is not accurate. So the first option, the first picture over here is, because all the shots are away from the bullseye, it is not accurate, and because all the shots are not at one place, they are discrete, it is not reliable. So non-reliable and not accurate. This is reliable and accurate. And over here you see the shots are touching the bullseye, so it is accurate, but they are not concentrated at one place, so therefore it is non-reliable. So this is non-reliable and accurate. Our question was, which of the following was not reliable and accurate? So this is the answer. Now let us see the fourth option. The fourth option is this: all the shots are at one place, so it is reliable. But are they touching the bullseye? No, so therefore they are not accurate. Okay, so this is not accurate, reliable. This is not reliable, accurate. This is reliable and accurate, and this picture not reliable and not accurate. This is how you are supposed to answer this question. Please remember. Now let us go to the next question. Which is the correct sequence of steps in training of staff for data collection? Let us see the statements. First one is answer the questions. Second statement is distribute the Q by Q. Q by Q is question by question guide. Third one is list the tasks to be completed. And fourth statement what they gave was select good experienced investigators. So what is the correct sequence of steps in training of the staff for data collection? The first step, always please remember this point, always the first step will be to select good and experienced investigators. Okay, this should be the first step. So let us see where it is. It is over here. So this should be the answer for this question. Now let us see what are the other steps. After you select good and experienced investigators, next you go forward and you distribute the question by question guide, Q by Q guide. Okay, the next what will you do is you will list the tasks to be completed. Finally you will answer the questions. So the answer for this question is this option, but I have explained you the series of steps in training of the staff for data collection. Now let us go to the next question. Which is not a part of reliability? Reproducibility, repeatability, precision and acceptability. It is very simple question. The answer is acceptability. Acceptability is not a part of reliability. You please go to the first question and you listen to the first question totally. In that we have spoken regarding the reliability component. Now coming to the next question. Accuracy is the ability of measurement to be corrected on an average. State whether true or false. Is this a true statement or a false statement? Accuracy is the ability of measurement to be correct on an average. So this is a true statement. Okay. Then next. Once again, which of the following is reliable and not accurate? Reliable and not accurate. Let us see the answer. This is reliable. This is also reliable. And it should be not accurate. So this is the answer. Okay. How do you say reliable? How do you say it is accurate? Okay. For reliable, see the blue color one, the blue color circle is the bullseye and the yellow dots are the yellow shots. Okay. Now when all the shots are concentrated at one place, then it will be reliable. So this is a reliable picture. This is a reliable picture. But when do you say it is an accurate? If any of the shot touches the bullseye, if this is a bullseye, if any of the shot touches any part of the bullseye, then you can say it as accurate. It is accurate. Now let us see each and every circle. All the shots in figure number A, all the shots are at one place, so therefore it is reliable, and the shots are touching the bullseye, therefore it is an accurate. Second picture, all the shots are discrete, so it is not reliable, but still they are touching the circle, so therefore they are accurate. Third one is, all the shots are away and discrete and none of them is touching, so because they are discrete, they are not at one place, they are not reliable, and because they are not touching any part of the bullseye, it is not accurate. And the fourth figure, because all the shots are at one place, it is reliable, and because they are not touching any of the part of the bullseye, it is not accurate. Okay, so reliable and not accurate. Here comes our answer for this question. Next question, what is the last step in the data collection? It is very easy. Directly I will tell, it is validate. I am always telling the last step in the data collection is, or the sixth step will be validation. Okay, validation. Next, which is not a part of data quality? The options are A, reliability, B, accuracy, C, durability, or D, none of the above. Once again, it is very simple. Which is not a part of data quality? Durability is not a part of data quality. Next, all are the steps to review the collected data for quality and completeness except what? Options are number A, supervisors checks the instruments as they come, or B, each team checks the instruments before the respondent leaves, or C, all take the responsibility for the instruments, or D, none of the above. So the answer for this question is what? It is A, supervisors checks the instrument as they come is not a correct step, or it's not a correct statement whenever you are reviewing the collected data for quality and completeness. The rest of the statements, like each team checks the instruments before the respondent leaves, yes, this is a true statement. And all of them take the responsibility for all the instruments, yes, even this is a correct statement, but not the first statement. See over here, review the collected data for quality and completeness. Each team checks the data collection instruments before the respondent leaves. Yes, this was the statement given. The supervisor checks the instruments before leaving the, here it is written, before leaving the location. Before leaving the location. But in the options, what they gave was supervisors are checking the instruments as they come. So that is the reason, like that was the answer, and that is not the step to review the collected data for quality and completeness. So this is second step. Third one is, all of them take the responsibility for the instruments like names and signatures. And the fourth one is, the principal investigator checks the instruments as they come. As they come, the principal investigator will check the instrument, but not the supervisor. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, and you can take this as 4. So these are the how you review the collected data for quality and completeness. Coming to the next question, in validation of data collection, comparison of results is not done. Definitely wrong or false, because you always compare the results whenever you are validating. Next, in data collection team structure, the supervisor should be present all the time or can be present periodically along with the investigators. Is this a true statement or a false statement? Yes, this is a true statement, because supervisors can be present at the time or can be present periodically along with the investigators. It is not necessarily that they have to be attached with the investigators all the time. Next question, consistency of information in health research is otherwise known as what? The options they gave are A, accuracy, B, validity, C, reproducibility, or D, sensitivity. The answer for this is C, reproducibility. Consistency of information in health research is otherwise known as reproducibility. Then, next question, state whether true or false. The ability of an instrument to give the same result with the repeated measurements of the same thing is known as accuracy. Is it true or false? The answer is that it is false, because the ability of measurement to give the same result with repeated measurements of the same thing is known as not accuracy, it is known as reliability. I told, please remember, R for reliability, R for repeated measurements, R for results are the same. So the results are the same. Okay, so false is the answer for this question. Next, which of the following is an ideal situation in a health research with respect to the study results? The options they gave are not reliable and accurate. Second option is not accurate and reliable. Third one is not accurate, not reliable, and fourth one is accurate and reliable. The most easiest answer of any time will be this one, accurate and reliable, because in an ideal situation in a health research, the results should always be accurate and reliable. Next question. Which of the following is considered as a roadmap for data collection? The options they gave are A. Training, B. Monitoring, C. Question by question guide, and D. Validation. So the answer for this is C. Question by question guide is considered as a roadmap for a good data collection. Next. When a researcher planning to conduct a field-based study, which is the foremost important criteria to be satisfied with the field investigator? The options are A. Familiarity with the language, B. Well qualified investigator, C. He or she should know the clinical terms, or D. All of the above. Four most important criteria they have asked. So the first criteria to be satisfied will be this one, familiarity with the local language. They have to be familiar with the local language. Next, conducting a dash will be helpful for the field investigator to understand the complete process of data collection activity. The options are A. Training, B. Discussions, C. Pilot study, or D. Review meeting. Looking after the options, we feel like all the things are necessary whenever you are conducting a dash will be helpful for the field investigator to understand the complete process and of the data collection activity. But the appropriate step will be a pilot study. Conducting a pilot study actually will be helpful for the field investigator. Next question. Which is the ideal time to check the completeness of data during the data collection activity? The options are A. At the end of data collection, B. Before the respondent leaves, C. During the data cleaning, or D. Both B and C. The answer is B. Before the respondent leaves. When is the ideal time to check the completeness of data during the data collection activities? Before the respondent leaves should be the answer whenever this question comes. Once again, which of the following has non-reliability and non-accuracy? It is very simple. The answer is C. This is non-reliable and non-accurate. Non-reliable because all the dots are not at the same place, and not accurate because any of the shots are not touching any part of the bull's eye. For discussion, please go to question number 35 and have a look. Similar type of question was there with a different option. The explanation have been given over there. We will not repeat the explanation again over here. Please go to question number 35 and see the question number 35 and see for the explanation for such type of question. Next, which of the following statement is true about validation of data collection process? So true. The options they gave are A. All the study participants should be interviewed. B. A subset of study participants can be interviewed on convenience. C. Randomly selected subset of study participants can be interviewed. Or D. Interview a different population with the same tool. So the answer for this question is C. Randomly selected subset of study participants can be interviewed. So this is the true statement about validation of data collection process. Next question, state whether true or false. The question by question guide question by question guide can be revised as and when the issues arises during the data collection process. Is it a true statement or a false statement? This is a true statement. Next, data collection team can appoint investigators without experience. No. So this is a false statement. They cannot appoint. They should have some experience. Then next, planning of data collection should be done with supervisor, investigator, both supervisor and investigator, D. Supervisor and surveyor. See, in this question, to confuse us, the examiner has given this option of supervisor and surveyor. There is nothing like surveyor in the data collection process. The answer is simple. Both supervisor and investigator are required for the planning of data collection process. Next, all are present in the process of checks to conduct the data collection except. So the options are A, completeness, B, reachability. You have to C is consistency, or D, readability. The answer for this is B, reachability. There is nothing like description of reachability. This term or this word has not been described in the data collection process. Completeness, yes, they have spoken regarding it. Consistency is there, readability is there, handwriting should be readable, but reachability has not been explained. So therefore this is not present. Next, data collection steps do not include what? The options are A, training of staff members, B, validation, C, drafting Q by A guide, and D, reviewing for quality and completeness. So the data collection steps does not include what? Well, let us see each. Training of staff members is required. Yes, it is required. Validation is required. Yes, the sixth step is there. I told you validation is required. Drafting question by answer guide. No, this is the wrong step, because you will draft question by question guide, not question by answer guide. Okay, please remember Q by Q guide is there. Then D, reviewing for quality and completeness. Yes, this is also present in the data collection steps. Now, next, how many steps are described in data collection? 2, 4, 6 or 8? What is the answer? The answer is that it is 6. Clear cut. And what is the name of the sixth step? It is validation. It is validation. Okay. So with this we complete our discussion on the 16th chapter, that is on the data collection part, or the principles of data collection. Thank you.